Okay, you guys ready?
All right.
You take it on? Okay.
Let's do it. I'm like nervous, bro.
No, we got stuck. Okay.
30 seconds into it. A fucking day, man.
What the hell? What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 13 of TUBTALK. My name is LJ. We got
Boi Tasik.
Brett Pete.
Kidraw.
and we are unbiased, unfiltered, and unfucking apologetic.
Yeah.
All right, so today is going to be a very deep topic, so it's more of a in-depth dive of the copyrights and royalties among composers, lyricists, rappers, artists in Malaysia. So we were actually doing some research over the past week, right? And we found a couple of
research. Y'all fucked. We
Yeah.
did research.
We found facts, y'all.
we ain't ignorant.
We can read.
We went to
Surprise,
class.
motherfucker. Go on.
So we are actually looking into the lights of why artists can't claim royalties, right? Does labels actually educate artists on certain royalties and ways to make money with music,
Yep.
right? And basically we went through all that. We also discovered a thesis paper from UITM, right? Quite an established university in Malaysia, right? So let's get talking. Let's
Yep.
get into it.
So a lot of artists, they know how much royalties they should get from
Songs.
one song, right?
Percentage.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, how many percent artists should get? Artist or band, right? There's two
There's
different.
two different groups for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for artists, they normally get 10 to 15% for a single artist. Yeah. And for band and groups, they should get 20 to 15% because there are more humans inside the group.
There are more people in. There are more
Yes.
people involved.
And
Yo.
how many artists that can't claim?
That's a big number, though. I was surprised by the number that came out with this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means the labels get the rest of it, lah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All the major labels,
So
man.
if you're an artist, you get 10%. The labels get 90.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yep.
Ah, damn.
Yep.
So for example,
Yes.
if there's a million artists, right, in Malaysia, 85 to 90% of single artists cannot claim the royalty.
Because
I'll tell about it later. And
talk more.
70 to 80% of band group cannot claim because one of it is label that educate the artists, right? Second one is artists write the song but end up label rambat because, you know, as we mentioned in the previous episode, artists just want the fame and the highlight.
The glory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next one is label spend the money on it and artist tak tahu pun, right? Because
There's a couple of those cases even over here, innit?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
so basically, like if the artists do like home production and shit,
That's one of it. But this one is like label spend the money on it because artist doesn't know if
and they
You
own
know,
them. So
they-
labels spend
so
the money on
labels
it,
own
and
the
then
song.
they own the masters.
Yeah. They own
yeah,
the
because
masters.
because in order
I mean, they
for-
they come out with production costs.
oh yeah, studio time, you know.
basically that's all included in your quotation, right? So
Right.
the only thing that you get is your name to the song,
Yeah.
and you being the artist, right? And most of it is held by the label or the person producing it, right? So there are three government bodies that handle this. We have the MACP, right? We have the PPM, and also the RPM, which is for recording artists. PPM is for performance, right? And MACP is basically for
Licensing rights.
licensing music rights and stuff like that. We used to have one more which was shut down.
Prism, isn't it? It's called Prism or something.
Isn't that
No,
like
no,
the
I
same
think
sort
I
of
think
thing?
that's
I think Prism is a subdivision
of
yeah,
it.
Yeah, I thought
subdivision.
I looked into it. It was Prism.
Right. So Prism, if I'm not mistaken, there's another one, Prism as well. So in the paper, it talks about how artists get paid lesser than music labels, which is point blank, and it happens in real life. We like Fee was saying that we talked about it in the last episode. So here's the question that I will put up: do you think that we should wait for labels to educate, or should we do the education ourselves?
I mean, like,
Okay.
I do have a homie who was in the education industry for a while. So they do educate it actually, but I don't think they're giving the full disclosure on it. You know what I mean? Because I do know for a fact that DJ Fuzz goes to like universities, colleges, to do talks on label rights. What they call it? The black and white behind everything. But I don't think that they're actually educating on the thing that matters.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Like your rights.
Yeah, exactly,
Most of the time it's
exactly.
your rights as
Like
an
if you
artist.
educate a person who doesn't know anything about law, and you literally just come in the classroom and do a 2-hour speech about law using big law words, you're not gonna understand anything.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So
And artists don't want to know about this silly things about numbers and all.
That's so
I'll
true,
be
though.
honest, I don't.
yeah. Same with me before this too. Yeah.
Similar with the
This
technical.
stupid podcast got me studying.
No, that's good knowledge.
Now
is
I know.
key to life, though.
Yeah, now I know too. Yeah.
Right? So I mean, okay, I put it this way: artists need to be aware that this is happening, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you have to look out for yourself.
Yeah,
Right? As an
yeah.
artist, right? You need to eat. Right?
Not
You
just
need
that, just for a human being, man. You need
Yeah,
to take
definitely,
care of yourself. You want to leave your life per se in somebody else's hand, in his power.
You know,
It's
and
weird.
and Boy and I were talking about MRM earlier. MRM is the Malaysian music rights Berhad, which was the sole body for this licensing. I mean, one-stop shop to get the licensing for everything, basically. Right? Before MACP and before PRM and RPM and the producing licensing bodies ever came up, right? And then in
Wait, I thought they were made up from the four.
MRM was first,
Right.
right?
thought
And then
it was-
MRM was dissolved, and then these three government bodies took
Because
over.
I thought it was MACP, RPM, PPM, and Prism funded MRM.
No, I think it's the other way around. Because I know MRM was basically the sole body licensing was MRM, and then MRM was basically demolished or dissolved, and the licensing power had been returned and divided among three licensing bodies, which is the MACP, PPM, and RPM.
Right.
Right? So basically, MRM just split into three governments, three government bodies, right? So and everybody handles specific licensing. So if you want performance licenses, you go to PPM. If you want recording performance license, you go to RPM, so on and so forth, right? So when they dissolved, there was approximately about $20 million,
Dollars?
20 million ringgit,
Ringgit.
sorry, yeah, 20 million ringgit that went missing from this dissolvedness. It didn't go missing. It basically it was
It
owed.
was redistributed towards the major labels.
It wasn't. That's the thing. We don't know. We don't know. It's
So it comes back to the reason why artists can't claim, right? Labels tak educate the artists write songs, label rembat the royalty, labels spend the money on it, but the artist tak tahu and don't know about the paperwork because you guys signed the contract, you tak read the contract
I
properly.
think that is so important, though. Like reading your contract properly and knowing about your paperwork at least. That is so important, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because like you need to understand in that exchange, you're the smaller dog, so they already know to a certain degree what works for them and what doesn't. Right? So I think a lot of artists gotta re-educate yourselves on like proper paperwork. Get yourself a lawyer, a cheap one if needs be, so at least you know what all those terms and that language actually means. Law term is way different.
Yep. So
You said MRM came first.
royalties are important for artists.
Oh yeah.
You guys okay? You guys
I'm just discussing about because he was saying like
they
MRM.
missed something else. So basically, earlier I said that MRM came first. No, actually, it was three government bodies became one, which is Music Rights Malaysia,
Right.
right? And then Music Rights Malaysia got dissolved and divided back into these three bodies, which is
Right.
MACP, PPM, and RPM. right? So we were just discussing about that.
And
It wasn't MRM that came first, and
Yeah,
then
divided into three. It was
no,
three,
it was,
one,
3 1 3. 3 1 3. Everybody. Yeah.
okay,
Anyway.
artists out there, please listen. It sounds boring, but this is important for us, right?
Yes.
Because
Very,
we,
very.
as an artist, we move the country. Why I say that? Because we live in a crazy world, right?
Yeah, we did.
And we as a human, we need entertainment, right? So we are the provider of the entertainment. But how can we provide entertainment if we don't get any money?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Kita tak tahu pun macam mana nak dapat all the income and all. So this is it. This is part of our income. Not that much. Maybe yearly, I don't know if it's a hit, 5 to 10,000. It's good.
It's still money.
Yeah, it's still money.
It's passive income that you could redistribute and build something with.
Exactly.
You know
And
what I
you
mean?
guys need to know, right now, there's 20 million, not just 20 million, plus 9 million. So total is 29 million missing because you guys didn't claim and don't know how to claim and cannot claim because of the paperwork.
Yeah.
Because you guys...
It also includes certain artists that have claimed but have not been paid yet as well,
Oh, yeah.
right? Yeah, it also includes that from that 20 million.
Okay, to be honest, I still got paid every year. So...
But that is on
Probably
a
because you have
digital
your paperwork, everything
yeah,
in
so
order, man.
we have our paperwork in order, so it's not much of an issue, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just sharing across that we know the back end, we did the research on the back end, and to dive deeper, right? So, let me just share you. So, the major music copyright companies is the big three, right? The big three is basically Sony Music, Warner Music, and Universal Music,
Yeah.
right? So, these are the big three companies that have this licensing. How would I put this?
How?
They have this licensing done for them, basically. You get what I mean? Like,
They're too big to
It's-
fail, technically.
yeah,
so
they're too big to run away from,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It used to be Big Four, but then Universal Music bought over EMI Group, right? So EMI Group used to be the other one, but Universal Music bought over EMI Group for $1.9 billion.
Sounds right.
Right? So they bought over, and now it's the big three. So this big three, why they have this certain producings is because they run artists, for example, like Pink Floyd, Kanye West, the Beatles, Lady Gaga, right? So that's why they have this benefit,
Yeah.
or why they are allowed to do whatever they want to do.
The track record speaks for itself with this major label.
correct.
So, like,
so
you know,
because they have all these big artists that are signed with them, hence it goes down to Universal Music Malaysia, Warner Music Malaysia, and so on and so forth. Basically, it's a corporation, right? It's a corporate company, right? So other than that, nobody else would get that sort of benefit, right?
isn't that classically a monopoly?
It is a monopoly. Like I said, it's a corporate company,
Yeah.
right? It's a corporate
that's the
company. So you
point.
work. That's the thing where, like, artists today need to understand that doing your own tracks and doing your own songs and doing tracks with labels and stuff like that, what does it consist of, and how do you do your paperwork, and basically making sure your paperwork is in the right place in order to claim what you are owed, right? Because you see, I look at it as music is not only about making music, it's not about art, it's also a business, right? You can't sit on the side of the road and play a guitar all the time,
Yep.
right? You still need
It
to
only
pay for-
goes so far.
yeah, it only goes so far, right? And if you're really talented, you need to be paid what you owe,
Oh, yeah.
right? And you need to pay what your value is, and that's something that we need to understand as artists. If you're a really good singer or musician, right, and you put out really good tracks and you're putting out really good numbers, right, and all of a sudden you're signed to whichever label, you only get 10% of what you owe, right? It depends on whatever your contract agreement is.
Most likely 10, 15%. Sometimes
Yeah.
40 if the artist is
And
smart.
like Fee brought it up, the average is 10 to 15%.
Yeah.
That means you're talking about 85% going back to the label, right? But just to put it in just to play devil's advocate, 85% consists of your music video, your studio time, your
Especially
engineering,
during
mixing,
The
mastering.
beginning of your contract,
Yeah.
there's a lot of money that the label forks out at the beginning as an investment.
Correct.
So it does make sense.
So in a way, I still feel that there should be about 50-50 play around,
Yeah.
right? Maybe 60-40.
I
Right,
think
it
that
depends.
that's fair. I do understand major labels too, because imagine if you get like a really popping artist and you're about to spend like maybe 5 million ringgit, and the artist is doing nothing, like literally nothing but act in music videos and rap the song that he's already has written to by the label writers and ghostwriters.
Yeah.
I think 80% is a fair value because all you do is just you're performing. It's in essentials. You know what I mean?
It's just
Why
using it for your voice.
Yeah, but then
Exactly.
again, 20% is not fair for the artists that have their own studio.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I mean, like
Spend on
across
their
the
own
board, you
studio,
gotta
yeah.
like
their
you
own
gotta.
writing, their own production,
Equipment.
and all that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It's not fair on those kind of artists.
Of
And
course, of
most of them is like that nowadays because
Yeah.
And this
It's
one is
accessible.
and this one is it's a highlight not just for main artists, and this one is for the maybe the secondary or third artists as well for, in a song, because what they did, all the producers or big labels, they just pay you in advance. Okay, I'll pay you 50 ringgit. Tolong lah, just help me out with the song, and that's it. Right?
Yeah, that
They're not
that
gonna-
goes back to the point that we had just now on improper paperwork. Imagine if that particular song
there's
blows
not
up to
even
like
paper.
10 million views and you earn 100,000
Yep.
ringgit on it.
Yep.
It's like, oh no, we didn't do any paperwork, but we already paid you and you were okay with it at the time.
Yep.
So technically, that's your payment.
True. So we have a lot of labels and
Pulling those stuff.
big artists take advantage of a new artist, grooming artist, one of it. And second one is
A lot.
take the royalty out of the new artist, right?
Yeah.
So please, for the new artists, all the BBs out there, please, if you go into the studio,
Yeah, that's true.
please
though.
just ask, how about the royalty?
Yeah, not only that, just educate yourself a bit. So if you get in that conversation, you won't be like,
And just to put it out there, I mean, I think all of us have had that personal experience.
Oh
before,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
I had it.
definitely.
I know I had it. With,
I
with
did.
external able, right? I think you had it.
Yep,
Also.
yep,
You
yep.
shared with
Yep.
you definitely, right? So according to Gempa article in 2001 by journalists, the distribution of royalties to musicians in Malaysia has been a long source of contention in the industry, with allegations of improper payment to artists dating back to 2001, right?
that's a
So
long time.
There you go.
this is where the RPM, which the board consists of Sheila Majid, Jacqueline Victor,
Yes.
Hana Rafiali, Alpha Buti, Razin Mestika, Ainu, and Muhammad Razin. So these are all big games, right? Why this was brought up is because there was approximately $30 million, right? That was unaccounted for. Just now we brought up the 20 million. It started off with $30 million of outstanding royalty payments to Malaysian musicians, right? And they paid the 10 mil, and the balance was nearly 20 million in royalties supervised by MRM. This is after MRM was dissolved, right?
Yeah.
And they were dissolved in 2020, right? They were not paid to musicians. This includes an additional 9 million in cash and receivables from recording performers, right? So that means, like you said, 29 million that is unaccounted for, missing and all that. So when they questioned this board, right, Sheila actually added that RPM did its best without taking any payments just to fight for the rights of this interest and for the artist and whatnot, right? But she was alleged, or people started blaming this board that money was distributed
Amongst them.
amongst them and other big names in the industry.
I still remember that day because I was with Megat Majid, which is the son of Sheila Majid.
Yeah, I know
So
too.
he was explaining what's happening in the music industry. I think 2 to 3 years ago, and he was like, all the big guys, all the sharks out there, don't want to disburse all the money. For example, like this 30 million, right? They don't want to find, for example, if the artist died, right? So who should get the money?
The next of kin.
Yeah.
That is straight up.
Yeah,
That is
just you
straight
gotta
up.
find it, right? Because it's not yours. Just find the next of kin. That's why all the Sheila Majid and all. Shout out to Sheila Majid. And
Done a lot for the country.
yeah, so what she did and the list of big artists did, they fight for, if the singer died, okay, so the royalty goes to who? Okay, so maybe his brother or sister. Okay, died. Okay, fine. Kids. You know what I mean?
Nephews.
Yeah.
whatever.
No,
Yeah.
I think this is where the seriousness needs to come in, right? Because music in Malaysia has not been given that serious look at it, right? A lot of people think it's just that, well, it's a hobby.
Yeah,
We do songs, we write rap, we sing, blah, 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 and we release it on places that people listen to, right? and nobody takes it as serious as it is. And this is just going back to the government bodies of establishing an act where royalties need to be placed or given or distributed among the right parties in that scene. And artists also need to be more aware of what are the laws, and because you're not going to afford a lawyer when you're starting up, right? Unless if you got a friend or a family that's a lawyer,
Exactly.
then it's a different story. But you're not going to do copyright or music copywriting when you're younger, right?
True.
You don't actually care about those.
They really don't care.
No,
They're
I mean,
to be
artistic
honest, you
folks.
don't.
Yeah, at
You
this
just
stage,
want to make music.
Like me
and
in the beginning, when I was like just getting up as an artist, I couldn't care less, bro, about the
About
laws
money?
and thing. I just wanted to
I
perform.
cared about the money, but
create
I didn't
crowd.
care about like
no, but you see the
all
money,
of this shit.
the
You
money,
know, the
the-
daftaran to go to this pejabat, then this pejabat
Yeah,
get the
man.
stamp and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
No,
I don't care about that.
So I will put it this way: where people ask about why labels, this is one of the benefits of a label.
Yeah, they
Right,
get all the
because-
paperwork done and sorted out.
You
for
don't have to worry about the paperwork and stuff like that. But you
But
gotta
later
take
on,
a
you find
huge-
out they take advantage.
Yeah,
of
you got to
that.
take a huge pay cut,
Yeah.
right? If you're okay with taking a huge pay cut, then go ahead, right? So it's like instead of eating steak, you're probably eating bread and fish in jail, right?
What's some apple juice?
It's a way
Have
that
some.
I think a lot of artists need to read. Earlier, you were reading about Freddie Fernandez, right? So the chairman of RPM.
Yeah.
So he came up and he went against
some of yours, you have
this
some
group of people stating that
Okay.
this money was distributed unfairly and that the Suruhanjaya Pencegah Rasuah,
Oh,
the
damn.
Anti-Corruption Malaysia, to investigate this, right? Because you're talking about 20 mil, right? And why are these artists not being paid 20 mil? So like you said,
Where is it gone?
where is it gone? So 20 million just doesn't disappear in the air like that.
You know, that's the funny thing. I'll be really honest. Imagine if you owe 20 mil to the fucking government. They're gonna find your ass.
Dude, I'm gonna put it this way: if you owe 1 cent to a bank, right, and you don't pay that 1 cent,
They're gonna come to
at
your
the
house.
end of the month you get a late payment fee of 55.
You're gonna get
$20.
No, only
rate,
that, bro,
rate
like-
letter.
Yeah, you
No,
get
not
a-
only that. I saw on Twitter, or now rebranded as X, that like, yo, this dude's like for the PTPTN, all this stuff. Okay, I have like maybe like few bucks, 1, 2, 3 ringgit. But these motherfuckers be smart, bro. They don't tell you for 5 to 10 years.
Oh yeah.
So that by the
yeah,
time
yeah,
that
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
interest comes in, it's already back at $1,000.
I would like 3K. If, no, I'm not gonna snitch on myself.
No. But you know what I mean? It's like
This close.
they-
I was this close. I was
they
like, I
also
would
know
treat- I
the
don't know.
government and these big labels. They know how the laws work, and they know when
And
to
they know
play
peop-
it and
and
know
they
when
know-
not to play
And
it.
they know people are lazy to look into it.
Exactly.
Honestly, I'm lazy to look into this.
I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of big artists join big labels, right? Because you
To
don't
ease up
want
that
to
work.
look into this, right? You don't
Yeah.
want to pay a lawyer, neither do you want to go through contracts.
But then you can't complain if the labels, you know.
I think that's the.
They
Pro-
skip.
that,
No,
that's the,
no, no,
I
you
think
got-
that's the
that's-
problem
that's-
now.
that's-
though.
No, that's the reason
it's
why you're in that label, because you have a talent, right?
All right.
Right?
So you have a say in order of like, okay, you want me to do the project? Okay, man, what's my?
So
Cut.
it's basically like you piggy workshop.
So you
right?
can complain.
No, you can negotiate. You don't complain. You negotiate, right? But it's like you go to a workshop, right,
Yeah.
to fix your tire, and all of a sudden, aircon pula buat hal, ni buat hal, tu buat hal. Next thing you know, at the end of your quotation is like $3,000 to change one tire, right? And they will tell you, okay, we have this, we have that, we have this. So it's basically the same thing. But as an artist, you're not going to look through every single line. See, me, let me put it in a very bigger sense. Me talking to you about that metaphor, you're just like, imagine a piece of paper in front of you when you're signing, together with your manager, with a big label. And
God damn.
there's multiple pieces of paper, right? And you're not going to read that shit. You're not going to tell them and say, hey, let me go back and check with my lawyer and I'll come back to you, right? Doesn't work that way.
You know,
Put you on the
because
spot, obviously.
the
Yeah.
major label, their tactic is to shower you with hopes, right? So what they did, because hey, I had the experience before.
And they blind you with advance.
Yes, what they said is, okay, you know what, you're gonna be a superstar. There's a lot of spotlight.
A lot of empty
And-
promises, bro.
Oh yeah, and there's gonna be 2 managers with you.
The world is gonna be your oyster, but the
Yeah.
moment you get the pearl, we're taking it.
But listen, you gotta
Smelly oyster.
you're gonna live in a
Dang, what oyster you talking
I
about?
don't know. And continue with that. They said, okay, listen, you're gonna live in a glass house and all and whatnot. And then because it fills you up, and then they give you the contract. Okay, you don't have to, look at
You
the
don't
contract.
really don't. Yeah. You just sign that shit.
No, everything. This is the most the common thing I'm gonna say. Everything is up to standard.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing.
Everything is
remember,
The standard that they benefit from the most.
Yeah,
That's
so
what you need to understand out of the standard that they're talking about.
I've signed a contract where 100% royalties goes to the person.
God damn.
Yeah, without reading
signed-
it.
You signed?
Yeah, that is my personal experience.
Okay, wait.
You see, you have to understand. When I was doing that, I was 22.
Oh wow.
I was 21.
How old are you
22.
now?
21.
I'm 29.
Don't say
Oh
that.
shit.
So
You're
no,
old.
I'm 30.
Don't say that.
It's okay. A man's life starts at 40. It's fine.
50. So, anyways,
Why you
like,
pushing it up? 40 is good enough.
like I say, but you
I'd
see,
say 30, but okay.
at that particular period of time, music was the love of my life, right?
Nice.
So they're just looking over. She ain't listening.
His
He ain't
girlfriend was
care.
like,
She ain't listening.
Say it again.
So music. Put me on the spot like that, right?
Say it again.
Motherfucker.
Music is the love of your life. You were talking about
Yeah,
the love
so-
of your life back then.
So at that time, it was just making music, right? Going and getting music done, making sure
Yeah.
the music is out, and all you worry about is that this is my song, right? But
That's true.
technically, it's not my song. Technically,
It's not technically. It's 100%
legally,
100% confirm. I know that's everybody's
Legally.
first year in SoundCloud.
right? Legally, that was not my song, and I got a shirt for it though. But legally, it's not
You
my
got
song.
a shirt for it?
Yeah.
God damn.
So-
I need one of those shirts.
So, let me put this right.
I need €2 shirts. I want to make a skirt.
According to Beatrice Yin and Yi, this is a legal department, right?
Yin and
Beatrice
Yi?
Yin and Yi, right? Malaysians have a low level of property rights awareness, with 7 out of 10 people having little to no knowledge of intellectual property rights.
I mean, that's 7.
I mean, that just goes across the board, though, right?
Dude,
I'm
seven
to be
out
honest.
of
I mean, that's
10.
7.
Yeah, I know. It's the same way, like,
I mean,
most probably 10% out of the entire population understand anything about financial language. They know the financial lingo that makes you richer instead of making you poor, knowing the lingo between,
Those are the
getting
things
your
that-
I
loans
get it, but
absolved and
if you're doing something, you got to know all about it. You get what I mean?
yeah, that's facts though.
When
That's
you're
true,
doing
guys.
something, when you want to grow, let's say if you take music as a serious path of life, right? You want to become an artist, you want to be Drake, you want to be the next Drake or whatever, right? You got to know what the fuck you're signing.
Yeah,
You got to know what the business is about,
yeah.
and you got to know talent aside, like talent and hard work and finding songs and doing tracks. That aside,
That is the basic.
right? But the back end part, you got to know the shit. And if
Yeah.
7 out of 10,
That's a
imagine
bad number.
out of 10 artists that you meet, 7 of them don't even know what the fuck is going on behind.
yeah.
That makes sense though.
And for the new artists, right?
Right.
If you do a live show, for example, right? Okay, you get paid, whatever. But you ask the label, did they submit the
the tax, whatever.
no? Did they submit whatever you did all the show, right, to the body of that gonna pay you all the
The
royalty,
MACP.
the MACP?
true,
Yes,
that's
because
true.
you're gonna get paid every year because of that show, right? So they're supposed to submit to this
So
MACP.
you're not just supposed to get payment for doing that show. You get
Yes.
payment for using the music for that show,
Exactly.
which comes in yearly.
Yes.
Which comes into copywriting as well. And this just to add on, let me just share with you how much they lost this is as of 2007, right? So Malaysia's entertainment and media industry lost more than 2.3 billion and 330 million in tax revenue, right? This was from Why Malaysia MCMC. This was from Why Malaysia MCMC 2019, right? The livelihoods of music industry, such as composers, singers, musicians, and recording artists, was affected by this situation, right? The firm was unable to sustain economic activities, right? Because of the lack of understanding what copywriting your shit is,
Yeah.
right? Making sure your shit is done properly, right? And then we go into, basically, it branches out into so many things, right? You not copywriting your music or you not licensing your music is being used by other places, right? That's one. Second thing, piracy of your music, right? So meaning that companies basically rebrand your music. Like Kidraw does a verse and then they take the beat and they run on that beat on a separate side, right? And then post it all over radio and stuff like that. And that song becomes maybe more
Profitable.
profitable than your song, right? Because you did not go through the proper licensing,
Yeah.
they can do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, that's true. Because there's this one traditional artist, right? OGs. There's
Say the name. Say the name.
Ani, right? This I can't remember the whole name. So there's this show, live show in Thailand
Name drop.
that use
already did.
use
The name
her
of the artist.
her
Sure.
song,
Oh.
right? That use her song in the show, and then what she did was okay, it's fine, it's cleared and all. And then what she did, she submit all the papers. Okay, so this country did a performance with my song, and she got paid every year
Yes,
because of that.
That goes to show, like, a little bit of effort can bring you a long benefit if you know your rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think artists should understand that we are looking to improve this way of thinking, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. I don't want to go through lines and lines of different legal words and terms and shit.
Okay. Here's the question, boy. You had your show last week.
Mm-hmm.
You submit anything to MECP?
No, I submit to my publishing.
Okay.
I mean, it is up to them, though.
Yeah, my
Innit?
publishing will tell MACP. MACP will go to the event, which will say like, oh, he performed this, and this song, and then I'll get money out of it lah. Yearly.
Okay, can you explain how artists got paid from the show? Because the event gonna, pay for the.
So you see,
Because yeah, you mentioned to me last time.
Like I got paid for my set,
appearance.
right?
Okay.
But then the
Organizer.
organizer, they have to pay MACP
Okay.
because I was performing my song.
Okay. So whatever event out there, they have to pay MACP. There's a certain amount. Like if I can't remember, it's 20,000 plus da. Okay. And from that money, you'll get your money every year.
It should be like that, unless you perform songs that aren't released.
Oh.
It's a
So that
different,
means
it's a
there's no
different
publishing.
thing.
There's no publishing.
Because if your song isn't released, it doesn't have an ISRC code. If you don't have an ISRC, that's like the birth cert for the song.
There you go.
There
you
you
heard
go,
it
guys.
from himself.
You're dropping bars.
So once you have your ISRC code, any song you perform outside or anyone perform,
Okay.
you can get money from it.
That is how Mariah Carey stays rich, folks.
Oh,
You see, every time,
learn from the greats.
Every
She
time
got-
around
Every Christmas,
Christmas,
Every
Christmas.
time around
she gets
Christmas,
paid
she
shit
gets.
tons of money.
Let's start like Lagu Raya. Let's talk about Lagu
Yes,
Raya.
exactly.
An example
Perfect
here.
example.
Every fucking year, some all the Lagu Rayas,
Yeah.
artists that does the Lagu Rayas will get paid for what?
Okay, let's
So
talk
do
about
it,
it.
yeah.
Let's talk about how can you get money from royalties from a season, what they call it, festive season.
That's
Right,
smart.
okay.
Do
though.
a festive song.
That's why I gotta
Festive
give.
song.
Yeah.
You see, so
That is what
That's
they call it,
longevity lah.
longevity punya sound lah.
It has cultural.
But if I see a
Benefit
rap,
to it.
a
Benefits
rap
to it,
Raya
yeah,
song, I
exactly.
swear to God, man.
Like I'll be really honest. Whoever proposed Dollar to do that Riot song back then, smart as hell.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
of
they're
course,
doing
it's a
longevity
it's
out
a-
of it.
no,
it's a
you see,
festive
that's what
thing.
I'm saying. This is why the business is important,
Yeah.
right? You don't get artists
I
releasing
mean, as
EPs
an artist,
every.
the best thing you could do is not sign to a label, is sign to a publisher because they will educate you on this part.
Yeah, I mean that is where having the knowledge you would know that okay, I need a publisher.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
a copyright license who does my lyrics and whatever, copyright my song, and this is my line and stuff like that, right? Because if Boy doesn't have that and Boy drops a dope ass verse and I take it and I do it better, right? It becomes my verse,
Pretty much.
right? And Boy can't do shit about it,
Don't copy, steal.
right?
Pablo Picasso.
So it depends on ISRC.
Right? So till today, they don't have, just to wrap things up, right? Till today, they don't have conclusion between these three government governing bodies to sort of put things on paper. Then
But I
legally
think it's
do it.
Centralized thing.
To centralize things.
I
yeah.
still think it's a lack of understanding, though.
It's
Because
a
you
lack of
remember,
awareness, yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
these three bodies represent everything that you need inside
As an artist.
performing as an artist.
So right, so like you
Not
said,
just
at the
performing,
end of
it's
this
your rights
thesis
as well.
paper,
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like from everything, from performing rights to
'Cause
the
your rights-
song being
your
out there,
rights-
being able to perform.
Your rights as a
Copyrights,
lyricist, your rights as a
Exactly.
composer, your rights
Right.
as
It's all around. So,
Yeah.
this is the last line of the thesis, right? So we all agree on that statement.
Yes.
I
This is the last
disagree.
line.
I disagree just to be.
You're a bitch. You're fat.
You're whack.
No, I can't
You're
meet.
whack.
I can't meet right, you guys.
So the last line of the thesis states, right? However, due to the lack of awareness and the authority of the Copyright Act, the losing end still comes back to the composer and the artist behind the scenes.
Exactly. Don't be a sucker, folks.
There you
The best
go.
bet you can do is go to a publisher, because once you go to a publisher, before you sign to a label, you go to your publisher and says, "Look, is this deal okay?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I did.
Yeah.
Like, I got a contract for an event, and basically, I go like, "This is what they offer me," and it's like, "No, this is a death trap."
Wow.
I decided to not go with that event, basically.
Yeah, you need to know as well, guys, because a lot of people gonna take advantage of you.
But it
lot.
really
Bro,
depends on your
no.
publishing
Look,
too.
I'm gonna say it right now, up front, the entertainment scene in the industry right now, and here in Malaysia, is full of snakes.
Yeah.
Like, bro, everybody's trying to
Especially
take
if you're a
advantage.
girl.
Just
Right?
to share it.
It doesn't matter.
You can get lots of snake if you're a girl.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
So
top
let's,
ass.
okay, if you're a
Let's
girl,
cut
right?
it out.
If you're a new artist, if you're a girl, you're pretty. Okay, you know that you're pretty. You have a talent. Okay, good, right? Okay, so your label sign you. Fine, great, congratulations. You need to know that every time you do a song, you need to know
Perform a
all this.
song.
You need to ask this. How about the royalty? Okay, that's one. Okay, if you do live shows, how about the royalty? Okay, good, clear. And if the big guys in your labels ask you to go, hey, can you come dinner, like entertain this? That's gonna happen,
Yeah.
right?
That is a fact.
Yeah.
That is a fact. It's
No,
not
I
even
think-
gonna happen. It's a
I think-
fact.
Yeah.
It's
So
not-
what
it's not only
what you're gonna
women,
do
I
is you're gonna spread your legs and
Okay.
think. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. We have to cut this shit out.
Okay,
So,
no, but the
You
motive.
angry but not emotional again.
yes.
I will
Calm down.
be,
Calm down.
okay, I'll be really honest. The moral
Relax.
of this conversation that we're having right now is knowledge cannot hurt you. It can
Facts.
always empower you.
I mean, knowledge can hurt you if you like. They're using their knowledge to their advantage. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Yeah.
No, what I mean is like
No, what the
amount of
general
knowledge.
Okay, there's two types of knowledge. You research yourself, Google, and there's another knowledge you get it from
Experiences.
College.
No. You get it from someone
Stay in
else.
school.
You get it from someone else.
I said experience, but you said the second right word, college.
I think
No, it's like just like you mentioned last time, right? What they call that?
Knowledge is
The
power
Persian.
if you don't
If they have
acknowledge
an idea,
Oh yes. So I found out this really cool fact that apparently the Persians, if they want to discuss an idea, if it's a good thing or a bad thing, they will discuss it when they are sober and again when they are drunk for it to be classified as a good idea. So it needs to be presented in both and be good in both. So that even when you're sober, yo, this is dope.
It
And
makes sense.
even when
Makes
you're
sense,
drunk,
yeah.
it's like, yeah, I want to do that too,
Yeah,
man.
but we're not pushing. What?
Yeah.
Going on?
But there's nothing to do with it's haram. But there's nothing to do with new artists.
so. I mean, yeah,
It's just
you have
an
to get
interesting
drunk
fact.
or what?
Just to wrap it up.
Fun
basically.
fact: my left hand is on the left side of my body.
Don't
So
say
it's my
it.
left.
Another fun fact: you can't see with your eyes closed. So, anyways,
Oh my god, bro, you cannot breathe with your mouth closed too.
you can breathe with your nose, dude.
Wow.
What is wrong with you, man?
Okay.
You can't pee standing up.
What do you mean?
That's sexist. So, okay,
That's a
so-
girl.
Gonna get cancelled.
Right, so
Yeah,
just
again.
Okay, now a little bit better. At least with like 200 viewers.
Before this was like 10 years.
Before this was 10.
10x with 10x.
It was my cousin, it was my brother, and
Yeah.
my auntie, and her friends.
So just to wrap things up, I think just to every artist, with us researching this, I mean, we dug super deep because there's nothing much that speaks volumes on the music industry, right? Like it's not on the first page of Google, right? We have to dig deep. We have to look at thesis papers.
You had to go to the second page. You know how fucking annoying that was?
Yeah, you
You
have
know
to
the
scroll
thesis
down.
papers was 15 papers long? Damn, bro.
15 papers.
Yeah.
You never read a book?
Huh?
15 pages is long.
Yeah, well, Harry Potter books.
So I think it's good that you guys, if you could do your research,
Yes,
make sure that you
exactly.
search it up, And
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some atas artist gonna say something about this.
it doesn't matter, man. Like
Well,
what they
they
want
have
to
been
say.
this whole time.
As long as
because-
make sure that you subscribe though if you want to say something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Click the
subscribe.
You don't have to subscribe,
Follow,
just say something.
comment. If you on the loo about to make Maggie, thinking about what kind of rights you have making a song while you're on the loo, let us know. Damn it.
What's it even?
Why does it always have to be someone in the loo, motherfucker?
Well, it's a human fucking nature,
Fuck
man.
you,
It's a
Darren.
probability.
Okay, Darren.
Fuck you, Darren.
Motherfucker.
It's that home.
Okay.
Oh, that long.
Excusez-moi, c'est Darren, okay?
Yeah, but
So
my-
if
my
you haven't
advice-
watched the video about Daron, take advantage of the new artist, that whatever we talk about just now, please scroll a little bit.
it's
down
a lot
there.
deeper than that. But
I'm
yeah,
French.
my
that bitch.
advice for it is just get publishing. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
because they'll educate you. Mine did.
get a
If
really
y'all
good
wondering, my
publisher.
publishing is Archive Capital. Go there. They're at TTDI. Heard you.
There you go. He just got his royalties just now.
What's up?
I don't know. My royalty was
This
like,
is not sponsored by Archive Capital, by the way.
my royalty was like, I think it was like 500 for this year, and I did nothing for the last 2-3 years. I've done nothing.
No, I
There
mean,
you go.
There you go. No, there you go.
And
That's
I'm
When
still
you
getting-
talk
and I'm
about-
still getting shit from
no,
it.
when
you
you
know?
talk
Exactly.
about so basic business is your passive income, right? 7 incomes to make
Exactly.
you fucking millionaire, right? So this is where basic business comes into play, right? Things that you don't give a fuck about,
But need to
Pay
give a
you.
fuck about.
right?
You need
Because
to
they
give a
got to
fuck
make
about
money. They got to make their shit loads, right?
I mean, it's okay to not give a fuck about it 10 years ago, but now it's
no,
like
dude, you got to
everything's in
stay.
front of you. You can like look it up.
No, it's just
You
like
can even
this,
ask
like-
ChatGPT what the fuck is MACP.
No, it's just really simple, man. It's either like for whatever that you've already done, you want to get paid for it, do
True.
a little bit of work.
True.
If you don't want to get paid for it and you know you're gonna be a superstar one day, that's okay, fine too. But just know, in between the lines, somebody's eating off your crust.
Yeah.
That's it.
So just to close it all off today, we spoke about royalties. We spoke about basically why artists can't claim their shit, how much money that has gone missing, right?
Oh, yeah, how much? Let's repeat it one more time.
Like
Because the
20
guys out
million.
there need to be
$20 million that went
punched
missing,
in the face.
right? So unpaid
That's where they got
royalties.
them Velfires and Mustangs.
Yeah.
So make sure that you get your shit straight,
20 million.
right? Get a
Facts.
publishing, like
That's a lot.
take it from experience. Get a publishing. Make sure you read your fucking contracts, right? Don't sign the shit, right? Negotiate.
Yeah.
Learn the art of negotiation.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what my uncle used to say. Find yourself a lawyer friend, a
That's
police
fact. It will
friend.
go a long way.
Right? If you
okay,
can pay that friend, they will give you
Okay.
even more better work, right? But make sure you get your shit straight, man. Like legit, it's 2023, and if you still have artists that are getting unpaid royalty for dope songs, that's stupid as shit. You stupid as shit
Yeah.
for being ignorant,
Yeah.
right? So
That's money that you could have been blowing on your new girl and Gucci.
Or
Right
your,
now.
or your coke.
Or
Yeah, yeah, okay,
All right,
okay.
all right,
Don't- don't- okay, wait, hold
anything
on.
else that we want to wrap up before we close off?
Okay, I want to say something. The
Yeah,
whole
okay.
reason, right, we say all this about the topic about the royalties because
We've been
on the
fucking
next topic, on the next video, there's this artist got paid $310,000 US
USD, bro.
from his one song.
One.
Because of
Two of the
Uno.
artists actually.
Okay.
Yeah, two of the
If
artists.
he do all the royalty paper and all correct, all right, you're gonna get 310,000 USD.
If you guys want to know how many streams that takes to make 310 USD, y'all check out our next episode.
Yeah,
Especially
so-
for the new artists. That way y'all can do your own math too. So y'all won't get cheated by anybody.
All right, cool. We're good.
We believe in you, new artists.
We believe in you. That's why we do this.
I believe
want-
in me.
We want
I
better
believe in
futures.
us. I believe in them.
He's a selfish motherfucker, but we believe in us, except him. All right. But
I
to wrap
believe
it
in
up,
me.
my
Fuck
name
y'all.
is.
I like that.
Okay, hey, guys, come back. To wrap it up,
I'm
my
going.
name is LJ. My name is LJ, and we got
Boy Tasik.
Let me
free armpit,
Okay.
free Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. And we got
Fee Will Smith.
Next week.
Kidraw.
Shit. You blew it up.
And we got
Kid-
Kidraw in the building.
Kidraw.
Keep your labels.
Thank you so
out
much
of
for
my
watching. Make
motherfucking
sure-
mouth. Fee Will Smith. Keep those labels out of your fucking mouth.
You gotta do it. So
Anyway.
make sure you catch us in episode 14. This is Top Talk, unfiltered, unbiased, and unfucking apologetic.
You know how we do it.
Good night.